Hey, what is up, mortals? It is KeybladeAli here with a new video for you. In this video, we'll dive into the magic from the fairy tale anime. I just wanted to greet you guys by saying, just sit back and relax. You're in for a treat. So, let's get started. On today's deep dive, we shall be talking about the magic of the fairy tale universe. Magic is widely known, even to us humans. Some find it helpful, and some see it as wrong. Looking at it in a taboo way, but with fairy tale, the magic isn't like what we see in our world. In definition, magic means the practice of beliefs, rituals, and actions that control and manipulate natural or supernatural beings and forces. In the fairy tale universe, magic is defined as an otherworldly force that occurs in everyday life, such as being used as tools and bought and sold worldwide. It is also the primary form of art or combat utilized by mages in the universe. The history behind magic goes back a long time ago. It used to be feared on a broad scale, though as time went on, people grew accustomed to the ways. Before we go on the type of magic and things of the sort, we shall talk about one more thing, how it comes to be in a person. Magic is the physical embodiment of the soul or spirit. When the physical essence of a person or animal connects with the flow of nature, the spirit forms magic as a product of connection. Though magic goes beyond reason, still being born of sense, and it takes a large amount of concentration and mental ability to use it. Magic is the embodiment of the spirit. When the physical spirit connects with nature's spiritual flow, the spirit forms magic as a product of the connection. One's magical powers may also be connected to one's life force. Only 10% of the world's population can use magic, which keeps a balance between ordinary people and those with magic. According to Zeref, one's strength of feelings places an essential part of magic. Now that we know how it forms a soul, we can move on. First, we should probably talk about Edelas and Earthland. Earthland is pretty much self-explanatory Earth. Edelas, on the other hand, is a world that used to have floating islands, levitating off the mainland, as well as streams of floating rivers that flow through them, all of which are naturally suspended in the air by the world's magic. The daytime sky is colored lime green, with visible celestial objects such as moons and planets. It is the origins of the kingdoms that rose to take over the Earthland. There are differences between the magic of Earthland and Edelas, such as Earth's magic can be stored in a body, but the magic of Edelas is stored in magic objects. Lacrima is one of these said objects. It's a crystalline substance found on both lands. It can be powered up with many different spells and be used in different ways, good and bad. Then we have magical items, known as Edelas Items. They were items originally used in Edelas before being taken to Earthland. There are a few Lacrima-made items, and types of known spells that can be used on said items. Known types consist of communications Lacrima crystals, being the most common Lacrima item, it being shaped like a crystal ball, and does as the name states, lets you communicate. There are a few different communication devices we see in the show and manga, used by different people. The communication Lacrima that we have seen are as follows. One communication device is called Miniature Communication Lacrima. It is a rectangular shaped device. It resembles a mobile phone, and it allows long-distance calls between people with the same type of Lacrima. Though, if the distance is too great, the connection could become weak and make it harder to understand what the other is saying. The second communication Lacrima is called Earring Communications Lacrima. It is, as the name says, an earring that allows the user to have conversations with someone with the same type of communication device. These are the two types of communication devices we see that are made from Lacrima. The other items we see have different names and different purposes. Dragon Lacrima is a rare and extremely expensive Lacrima. It gives its wielder artificial dragon slayer magic when it is implanted in oneself. We also have tanning, explosive, fuel, movie, surveillance, magic called charge, ultra-concentrated etherlight sphere, resurrection, deodorant, Lacrima vision, and an offset of Lacrima vision called portable Lacrima vision. Most of the types of Lacrima have the name in them, and all their names have meaning to what the Lacrima does. All kinds of magic are used on Earthland and at one point on Edelas, being used for many different purposes such as offense, defense, support, and healing, as well as more practical purposes. These are a large variety of spells that can be used by focusing it onto an external source. Though some items and weapons, such as Edelas items, use Lacrima to power them. In order to learn magic, you have to train your intellect and spirit. It should be noted that the stronger the magic, the more it tends on picking its wielder. If the mage's mind is weak, the magic will take over and destroy them. Now that we know this, we can move on to our next topic, the magic types. There is caster magic and holder magic. Within these classes, there are subclasses, such as Edelas Items, Lost Magic, and magical items. Caster magic is a type of magic that is expelled from the caster's body, opposed to magic that you have to use a source, such as a wand or weapon. Holder magic is magic that requires a mage to use an external source to produce magic. Usually, it requires the use of magic power, though there are some exceptions such as Edelas Items that are powered by Lacrima. Ancient spell is as the name implies, it is magic from ancient times. It includes all forms of lost magic, nirvana, ars magica, memory makers, as well as all of the black arts. Next, we have lost magic. It is a type of magic that no longer exists. It has been erased from the world due to its immense power and side effects of said magic that is left on the wielders. However, users of this type of magic still exist, though the magic itself is believed to be rare. With these types now being known, we can go on to magic transfer. Some mages are able to pass their magic onto another mage for them to use. Doing this leaves a mark in the body, and it fades when you have no access to that magic that was gifted to them. At this point in time, we only know of 4 cases of this magic being used. The 4 people are Mavis Vermilion. With her, she has allowed Kena Alberona to borrow fairy tale glitter 3 times from her. The second is the Celestial Spirit King. He allowed the transfer of Aquarius magic to Lucy Heartfilia, a mark appearing across her collarbone, the same one Aquarius has. The third being Silver Fullbuster, transferred his Ice Devil Slayer magic to Grey Fullbuster. The mark appears on his right arm, though, unlike the other cases, the magic seems to be permanent, and he's able to make the mark disappear and reappear of his own free will. Next, and the final case is Natsu. He managed to gather the residual magic from the deceased Fire Dragon King that Igneal left him to use as a one-time ability, Fire King mode. That manifested itself in a form of a dragon-shaped tattoo on his right bicep. It has also been stated by Blue Note Stinger that it is possible to take another mage's magic, even after he has died. This was never shown, seeing as the Dark Mage was defeated before he could initiate the process. The next thing we should speak about is the taboos. Of course, everything has some sort of rules, or things that are looked down upon, even if they are not against the rules. Taboo is a form for magic which has not yet been observed in practice for a long time. If what historians have been able to translate from the annals referring to taboo are correct, then it is a potent magic which allows the caster to curse certain words. While the details of how taboo are unknown, it is theorized by some historians that if the sources are right, then this magic allows them to affect any words of their choice. What happens to said word, however, is debated. Some astrologists claim that the word the user has picked will become a trigger for a magical reaction. Based on what eyewitnesses described in the history, the people who uttered the banned word would have had their energy drained dry and be unable to use magic. Others claim that those who break taboo will be affected by misfortune. Other unlikely theory exists, such as victims' tongues being bound or people dying because of it. The details of using it are, as mentioned, currently unknown. However, many employees of the Magic Council are looking for a specific but unnamed grimoire mentioned by historians, which they think contains information on how to learn taboo. Modern astrologists theorize that the book's name evades them because taboo has been used to give it properties which make it impossible to write down its name. Due to the lack of concrete information about the book's location and exact effects of the taboo, astrologists are forced to hypothesize about its properties with this magic. We have gone over quite a bit of information, and with that, we have a good outline of the magic of fairy tale. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, there are a few more things I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials have got you covered. Our We the Celestials My Hero Academia and Naruto What Ifs retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, then I'd like to extend you an invite to join the team. The only caveat being that we only accept members from 16 years and up to join the crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interest by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video, so thank you all for watching and have a great day.